Hey gang, it's Bob again. We're going to be doing a little hero update here. We haven't done one for a while, so I thought I'd give everyone an update on where I'm at and basically what I'm doing at the minute. So we've got Tia here. You all know I love him. Um, I can't really pick at him. He hasn't got any negatives. Obviously, if you've got a fast sniper on the opposing side, be aware if they debuff because it'll take his revive away. Other than that, if you've popped his revive already and you have his skill left as the last hero, I recommend holding on to that skill, purposely popping as many opponents as you can so that he revives and you can pop it again, applying bleed to different person each time for the tick over time. He's very good at working a board in your favour as the last man standing. Veiler, I mean, they nerfed her, but not really. Classic staple. I think everyone knows what she does. Hits everyone. Takes a bit of tick. Kunshan. We got him here. You know, I broke past the 800 rule with Kunshan. He's always going to be my purple tank. And he's my best healer, so he's going to be one of those that will eventually get 20 grids. And Neef, I stuck with the 800 rule. I've got quite a lot of rangers in 5 stars, 4 stars and 5 stars to work in the future, so I don't really need to push it past 800. Now we got LB here on 2 grids. I can chuck another one in him, but I just don't have the food at the minute. I intend to take him up. He's going to get the 800 for sure, and then I'll decide how much more I'm going to push him after that. I really like LB's mana generation over time. He pairs very well with Brynhild or Margaret, you know, get that extra mana going. Heck, I even run them together sometimes with Margaret and Brynhild either side of Albie, who would be in the tank position, and skills just pop all over the place. Next on to Frida, staple. I haven't touched her in a very long time. I took her to 10 grids. It must have been over a year ago now. She's solid, very tanky. Obviously, she hits hard. Highly recommend her as a hero to level, to be fair. I can't really put her down. She's been with me since way back when, and I'm still not disappointed. Poseidon, very solid hero. He's got the 810 power on him. Obviously, with the fighter class, it's always more tempting to push the 5 stars that much further, I find, because of the revive chance. You know, there's nothing more clutch in this game, in my opinion. Malossi is a huge hero. Very fast mana, hitting the 300% damage. You'd think it would do a bit more than it does, but the fact he's popping as much as he is really doesn't matter. The only recommendation for him is I run him with a healer and a heal over the time hero just to make sure they can't randomly one-shot him, which is where Aaron will come in. Obviously, he gives his heal over time. Now, the immune to status effects is huge. Paired with Poseidon, I can't lose mana or gain status effects, which obviously can stop certain teams working the way they're designed to work. He's quite a nice counter hero in that sense. C-Sharp, we all know C-Sharp by now. She hits hard. Once those minions get going, it's all fun and games. Izania, she's a solid hero. Bit too squishy, obviously, but I haven't got a costume, so I can't really complain. When she hits, she fucks things up. She really does mess people up with her defense down. Especially paired with someone that hits everyone afterwards is pretty huge. Marjana, just a nice solid sniper. I wouldn't say she's anything special personally, you know. I'm quite spoilt on hitters for Reds, obviously, only with the three of them, but in comparison, Marjana feels like a 4-star against Tyr and Aslar when it comes to the damage he puts out. Tarlek, this guy, he's squishy as hell, but I mean, he heals over time and he's a Titan killer, so who cares about his health? Just keep him alive until you can pop him, sort of deal. Or pop him at the start like how you do, chuck a bear banner, and then you've got a 190% tile damage increase with the 30% onto his one. Oh no, sorry, 130% tile damage increase. As you can see, it goes up to a max of 160, so you could stack him with a Boltusk or a Kirill boost. Best bet really is to chuck on a Titan banner from the obviously Hunter's Lodge, second tier down. That will give you 50% attack and defense increase, stacking at the 150. It's pretty huge. Aslar, again, same with his Arnia. Way too squishy. Don't have his costume, so I can't complain. But this guy, not only does he wreck everyone when he hits, the burn, it just melts teams apart. I'm sure you've all gone against Aslar and had a bad time. Marjana, Margaret. As you can see, I've chucked the grid into her now. I am going to be gridding her up a bit once I get some more grids. She's always been one of those heroes I've liked the concept of, but now that she hits, she's so much more usable in my opinion. You know, when she pops, her skill is awesome paired with slow mana heroes, because those heavy snipers people generally take, the more damage they're gonna do, the more likely to dodge. And obviously slow mana heroes will benefit from the mana generation of the dodge. Leju, pretty much a 5-star. I've maxed the costume side, but I prefer a normal side. It was just to boost these stats. As you can see, I've gone the full 19 on her. I say full because the 20th grid is a waste, really. She's really good for a mana down, and pairs pretty damn nice with a Chow or a Neef, you know. It's just nice to work opponent's mana, to stop them popping, you know, as well as killing them. I highly recommend, if you have a Proteus, try working him into a team with a Neef or a Chow, or both, because they're quite common. In the past, I would use Neef Chow with Amiona, Poseidon, and obviously a Sabina or Rigard heal or something like that. We got Boral here, pretty clutch. I've got his costume maxed now. As you can see, he's got a really good defense stat. Now, on his costume side, I haven't bothered trying it because I'm a bit skeptical. I don't like the sense of 60% instead of 125, one less turn, although it's everybody. It's only 2 extra people for the loss of a turn and nearly half of the special skill. Now, I have seen a 20 gridded costume Boral. He has 1000 defense. Now, it just doesn't take my fancy. Falcon, very solid. As you can see, I've got a defense route on him. Some people would think I'm mad for it because, you know, he hits, but in my eyes, he's in an elemental defense down. The longer he's on the board, the more useful he's going to be, and the more likelihood you're going to be able to pop in at the same time, or, you know, just before other people can use their skills to take effect of him. Alma, he's another one that's going to get the 19, possibly the 20, just because of the nature defense down. He's really changed my Blue Titans for myself. Averaging a 40k hit on a bad board with no items is insane to me. And, you know, getting 60 and 70k hits without running items that I'm so used to taking in It's really good. He's a solid hero. And I feel like the fact he reduces max health could be huge for lower players that are going in for a cleanup and shooting above, a TP range where they feel comfortable. It's going to stop them healing all the way back up on field aid and such. Now he hits normally as well, so that's just an added bonus. Mist, she's huge on Pearl Titans. Now you may think, she's hitting, giving minus 24%, no, 34%, sorry, special defense down. It's not normal defense, but in my case I have a lot of fast hitters in my yellows, so the more the special defense down, I'm probably going to get the skills off pretty quickly, so they're going to be quite even to how much tile damage I'm doing in a sense. So in my yellow team against purple titans, it works out very well because I'm more orientated towards skills than tiles with that team. Kirill, he's a staple. I broke my rule of 700 TP. He's another one of those. I'm waiting to get his costume because I will get it. I'm determined on that one. As soon as I've powered up his costume, then I'll, see how I like him and go from there. I'm kind of pushing myself towards getting the 4 stars towards the higher range, because as we go on now, we're going to see I've got a lot of 700. It's roughly sitting. Now, as you can see, Boltusk, his costume side, yes, it heals more, but always remember, he's a monk on that side, so he can't revive. So to me, that takes down a huge factor of Boltusk. But obviously, he's solid, you can't go wrong with him. Cheshire Cat, the shuffle, pretty useful once you get used to it. You can work his shuffle when you need it, and obviously the poison over time is huge, but what I didn't notice for the longest time is that he gives holy enemies 44% down for 4 turns, which in return leaded me to dropping Kunshan for him, as he lowers Yellow's defense down more than Kunshan would. So just bear that in mind. If you've got a Cheshire Cat, you don't need a defense down hero on a yellow titan. Tibby here, solid, got all of that defense down. I've never actually tried his costume. It's just, again, he's losing a lot of his power just so he can hit 2 more people. And he's losing attack stat when, I don't know, I don't feel like Paladin's right for him. Next we got Buddy. Now, some people love Buddy, some people hate him, some people just don't know who he is. He's one of those Christmas heroes, you either get them or they don't. It can be very hard to get your hands on them. First year round I only got Rudolph. But point being is, this guy gives 24% attack down and 34% defense down. Now, on a Titan, again, if you're struggling in this sense, he's going to stop the Titan hitting you so hard so that your people can last a bit better. And there's not very many green defense down heroes, not elemental but normal defense down. Just bear in mind that defense down and elemental defense down stack. So I take Buddy and Alma on the Titan, and for it to stack the effect. Next we've got Sonya. I switch between the sides on here depending on which one I need, cleanse or debuff. Obviously the Paladin class suits him more, but she's solid. Got Melba here, still no costume for him, but I absolutely love the fact he debuffs as a healer. There's so many times I've gone into a battle, only had a hit in debuffer, and in cases where you can't hit say, opponent on the side that doesn't have reflect, because you've only got debuff the enemy you're hitting, or debuff the enemy you're nearby, or the wings are dead and all the two, the flanks are dead, the two wings are alive, and you're hitting. It's gonna do damage to you back before you debuff it, and that was always a pet peeve of mine. Stonecleave, I like him. I love the fact he does damage while he's in ghost mode. Yellows mince him up, and it really sucks I can't take him on a Yellow Titan. He's got a pretty nice attack stat. But I'm starting to feel, with all these purples that I've got sitting, he may not be necessary. Next we got Grim. Staple. Glass Cannon of Dreams. Him and his Arnie are the staples of two of my blue teams. I don't really mind that they die easily. If I get them to pop once, generally they do the damage they need to do. You love Grim or you hate them. It's all down to playstyle, I think. It's Proteus. I did have him on 20 grids once upon a time. I had to strip him because I went attack for some reason, and this guy needs health. So I'm thinking I will push him back up. Just not quite yet. I'm not in a rush. Over here we got cute little caveman. Now, I've always been annoyed at the fact he was a druid. I never thought it suited him as a hero. A hard hitting shouldn't really have a druid as a class, in my opinion. So his costume side, getting the revive class, which is obviously the fighter, was something that made me instantly chuck with that one grid into him. I thought I had more. But he's definitely going to get up to that 700 range for me to use him. I'm quite excited to have a hitting status ailment cleaner as well. It's nice to have a green Sonya that can revive, basically. Next we got Rigard. I've literally maxed his costume a few days ago. I was unfortunate. It took me quite some time to get him, so he's sitting on no grids. I can grid him up. It's just he's cleric. I got Kunshin and a few others in that class that I'm considering. And again, I've got a lot of purples, so I'm not sure whom I'm going to need to drop next, to be honest. Next we got Fenrir. He's going to be my next blue to final ascend. I just can't wait, man. He's such a good hero, even at 370. Insane. Jean Francis and Grazel. Neither of them are going to get the nod for the next round. I got lucky enough to get Boulder, so he's where it's at. Got Jack O'Hare here. Even with his 3 grids, he's quite measly TP wise. I'm not sure if I made the right call putting those grids into him. So he's sitting in the free zone for now while I just leave him there. I would say reassess, but I'm honestly a bit lost on what my next step should be. We've got Summel. Now, I absolutely love this guy. Fast raid Tawnies for 4-star. He is huge. And even in war or raid, you get him to pop once. And by the time he's popped, people are usually dead. Then he does more damage. And chuck a Wilbur in there. And each hit is hitting everybody, for that extra. It goes nuts. He melts teams. We've got Dom and Oberkan next. They've been sitting there for forever, probably. I had Dom before C-Shot even came out. It's been that long. Sultana's the next one. I'm going to be working for purple, so them two are on the back burner for foreseeable future. I may even get another purple that I'll push up instead of either one of them. But to be quite frank, I don't know if Oberkan will ever get the nod. I've just never been fussed on him. Jute is the only hero I am currently leveling, because I'm just out of my depth. I'm going to level people I want to level while I'm thinking about who I'm stripping next. Obviously we've got Magni here. I don't think I'm going to push him unless I get his costume. To be frank, he's a good hero. I don't hate him. It's just, he's not great. You can see here I've got the magical Danzaburou. He was a big part of my team for the longest time. He's never had grids in him. He's never been useful. He's just there for tile damage, pretty much. We've got June and Leo next. Neither of them are going to get the nod on my next round of yellows. Leo, he's at the bottom of the list. I have no idea when I'm going to get around to June. Ideally, I want his costume. Triton here. I once had him on 20 grids. I stripped him for C-Shat. I still kind of regret it to this day. That 39% increase for healing also includes items, special skills, anything. It's huge, especially when you pair him with Gadorus and Proteus for that family bonus in events and things like that. Gobbler, I'm going to feed him. They ruined him. He had a decent attack stat. He was good for that at one point. That was about it. Captain Diamond, I leveled him up with high hopes. Took him to 700 TP. And then took him right back down about a week later because he just died so quickly. This guy's far too squishy. And in my opinion, he's the kind of guy you'd want to go attack on because he's doing more attacks if minions are destroyed, etc. He's a full-on attack-based guy, so yeah, he wasn't exceptional. Didn't live up to my expectations at all. Sumi, haven't long maxed him. He'll get grids eventually, but he's on the dreaded fighter class. That's something you'll have to wait for. Jabba, very solid hero. Tank worthy if you do not have a purple tank. Highly recommend leveling yourself up a Jabba. Or Jabba. Whatever you like to say. All I can tell you about this hero is don't expect a high TP. As you can see, he's pretty low. You gain 5 TP per grid, so even with a full 20, he's only going to be 749. Or she. I seem to be disagreeable with a lot of people on that when it comes to heroes. But yeah, he was a tank once upon a time. I moved on to bigger people again. Purples get shifted down. Wilbur down here, I still use him, especially on Titans. He just doesn't need grids, he lives long enough in my opinion. Gadorus, I stripped him because I gridded him in the wrong sense. So I will eventually get him back up there. He's got that nice 48% attack boost and the energy regen over time, health regen over time for nearby. He used to be a staple for my Titan team and I intend to get him back in it at some point. Unless I get someone more suitable that does something similar. I've just replaced him with Bear Banners essentially. Boomer, I hate his attack. I leveled him up thinking, oh, this guy's going to be cool, he does more damage to Holy, and then I realised it was the defense up, and his attack stats 541. Sir Lancelot is in the same boat as Captain of Diamonds. Really good hero. Smashing attack stat. Doesn't matter how many bit grids you put into this guy, he's just going to get slapped about. Khalil, staple, first maxed 4-star. First maxed 4-star on grids. Finally stripped her when I pulled Manjana and fully labelled her. I just got too many heroes that give burns for me to feel like she's useful to my lineups at the moment. Cash I got quite late into the game, so I've never really been that fussed on him. Curious to see what his costume is. I haven't really looked into it. can't remember. And we've got a second Chow because I never used to have very many yellows. Gormek. Don't get me started. Sabina's a solid hero, to be honest. I mean, it's strange to say this, but you need to take a second healer with her. But again, she's like a Mel. It's all about her debuff. Now, in Sabina's case, I did have a gridded. She can be very good for Titans, because if you look at her attack stat, obviously that's going to translate to tile damage as she doesn't hit, but that can become useful in Titans. Right, Rabbit is my next yellow project. As you can see, I got no darts, so I'm not in any rush. Boulder pushed up pretty decently, so I've decided to finish the blue guy I'm on and then go back to him, as Mount Umber will take me to 5 hours 6 rings. Fawn. Yeah, I was bored. I didn't have any other blues to level pretty much. Then we got Sartana. I will get around to leveling her. She's a solid hero. I've versed her enough times to know she does the job. But she's nothing special, I wouldn't say. You've got Elena, Alana, whatever. She's not really going to be priority again until I get a costume. Now on to my 3-stars. I've got Shrubber here. They're my only 3-star with grids because Shrubber is an absolute beast. Love the taunt and the defense up, etc. Bane was obviously the first hero everyone gets. I got his costume and shoot. I never fed him after maxing him, so I thought why not. Now Gunner's costume is pretty damn useful. You're getting the shared damage and I'm minus 44% down on the opponent. So he's like a mini Wilbur without the defense up. Brienne, no, I absolutely love this costume side. 44% down and a further 4% every time they hit for 4 turns. That's tiles, special skills, etc. Now, what the card does not tell you is that maxes out at either 64 or 68% defense down, but nevertheless, for a 3-star, she absolutely melts. Rare quests, everything. I just love her. Chick Jr. Now, he's kind of cool that he gets the attack down rather than the defense down, you know, for 3 turns, with him only being an average hero. If you've got an average board, you're probably not going to pop him before that attack down goes away, so... Nordry, Mini Frida, you gotta love a Mini Frida. That's all I need to say, really. Beowulf, he's a really good hero. Obviously, the attack, defense boost, regen over time is awesome. It's just these negative effects. Personally, how I use him is if his skill's ready to pop, just try and make sure you've got enough tiles on the board to pop him again within those 3 turns, or wait a little bit until you pop him unless it's essential. Now Bjorn, he's an awesome hero. You got the first hit to do the 200% and then the 350% to the second enemy. Now if there's only one enemy remaining, he'll hit that guy twice, which is clutch, especially with the extra damage to Holy. Now Kvasir is pretty troll. He's stopping them spawning their minions and then spawning his own, which poisons, you know, you're getting that dot. He just pops and pops and pops, and then you've got loads of minions. He's like a Tell without the mana, just stopping them using their minions. It can put you in a really advantageous situation when in the 3-stars. Guardian Bat, he's average like his mana speed, hits decently hard. That damage increase per dead ally is pretty juicy, especially just like Tia, you get towards the end of the battle and he becomes more clutch. Melia, you're getting that crit chance. Now, for those of you that are struggling on Purple Titans, I know a few people whom have used 3 stars in their teams and swear by Melia and Wukong. Now, you all know I hate Wukong, but in this situation, if you're getting plus 36% crit chance and your tile damage has been increased, the tiles that are actually hitting are popping those crits, so obviously you're gonna get the bigger hits more often off your tile damage. Muggy, he's cool, man. I love the fact that he can bring people back. Shame he doesn't bring them back normally, but he's a 3-star, so. Now you got Minusis, solid 3-star. Stats aren't anything special, but she debuffs. No, that's a he. He debuffs. Rudolph, love the guy. I used to have him gridded, but obviously I've got a lot of heroes to choose from now, so it's hard for me to pick a 3-star over everyone else. He's just one of those heroes. You get his minions popping and everything's going your way. Gato, basically use this hero so that people can't cast status ailments on you. There's not very many cleanser 3-stars, so he's really good in that sense. Hits pretty damn hard for free, and he can revive. Now you got Bitchface Priska. I'm gonna get a costume done eventually, but 3-stars aren't a priority. So down here we've got Grimble. He's on the back burner. I know minions are a big thing, but meh, not hugely fussed. Raphael, I'm in an hour and about. I was lucky enough to get 2, where I know some people only get 1. Wish I could trade into some of you guys. But the fact he heals people up to 50% can be huge and terrible at the same time, I believe. You know, if you're close to that 50%, he's going to heal for nothing. If you're almost dead, it's going to be huge. I feel like the heal over time afterwards is the staple with that. But all you need is a debuff to get rid of that. Now the special defense skills from the elemental link is a very nice addition. And he can't have his attack decreased. Why? See? Why would you do that? Attack. Why can't they put something that resists things that stop healing? Second Malausi, or Malossi, however you want to call him. I still think he looks like Moana. Now we got Quintus, he's another one I'm not really fussed on until I get a costume. Justice. Justice will get the nod. Definitely so. I like Justice. Very huge. Solid tank. I still think White Rabbit's the next choice though. Definitely so. Alwinder. I haven't gotten around to fully finishing him yet, but I wanted to change off 5-stars, so I started leveling him, and then I got Albi and stopped. His skills seem pretty decent. I'm not hugely fussed, I'm not hugely disappointed, I'm just curious, so I'll see how he goes. As you can see, this will be Lejeune number 2. I will be keeping a max in her eventually, because I love the character. Now, Maya Weave, otherwise known as Microwave. I'm quite excited with the stack. It's going to be one of those heroes that doesn't truly do full damage they're capable of until you get towards the end of the battle, I believe. So I'm planning on taking in a healer and heal over time in the team I use this hero with. Test out. If anybody has used Microwave and wants to give me any tips, advice, or how you feel about the hero, hit me up. Boltusk, he's there in case I want to, Boltusk is solid. Now Little John, I'm kind of a little annoyed because I fed his fully leveled up hero a few months back because he was trash, and then they brought out costumes, and look at this. He's a 4-star Margaret. Dodge chance that gives mana generation, and he hits everybody. Now that's a hero I want to get my hands on. Another sniper, but obviously you put the barbs into him, so that'll help that. We got Hu Tao here, ready for when he gets his costume. Right there. Yeah, I don't have a leveled Hu Tao. Did once upon a time, but again I must have fed him. Vodnik. I've had him sitting here for a very long time, but I will get around to him eventually. Got a few of these 3-stars that I'm just going to be playing about with next. But as you can see, these 3 are my first 3, and my war teams end with Stonecleave. This is my excess with grids. These Caedmon, Proteus, Grim, Jack, and I need to decide if they're replacing someone up here or someone up here needs to take their grids. On a side note, just want to show you all my troops. So I finally got myself a level 11 of mana for punching. I just want to point out that getting all of your troops to that first stage, you know, well, not all, say the first 3, push them all up equally, you know, take your time, chuck the 1-stars into them until they're taking the mick and loads of food, and then use the 2-stars, because it will hugely help you get them done, because troops melt through your food, as you all know. But I've worked very hard. I spent a good 2 months at one point of just doing my troops to push them all up to where they are now. I finally recouped some feeders, so I'm thinking of storing up some food again and getting my top tier troops up to that level 2 tier, just for my defense teams, you know. But obviously with the fact that we flank sometimes in war, I'm thinking maybe I'll go half and half with the first and second troop, so it's another little thing I got to decide there. Well, this has been quite long and rambly, but if you made it through this far to the video, drop a comment saying Bib is still about. That's all from me. Goodbye now.